Welcome. Today we're discussing a study titled The Relationship of Physical Fitness and Aesthetic Competence in Chinese Dance, published in the Journal of Dance Medicine and Science. This study was part of a collaboration between the Hong Kong Academy of Performing Arts and the University of Wolverhampton. It's significant because it's the first to investigate how physical fitness relates to aesthetic performance in Chinese dance, a style largely overlooked in dance science research. Our goal today is to break down the study's aims, methods, findings, and practical implications. Most dance science research, published in English language journals, has historically centered on Western theatrical forms like ballet and contemporary dance. And we know a fair amount about these physical demands. But Chinese dance, which blends martial arts, folk traditions, and expressive storytelling, has received little scientific attention. There was a clear research gap. No one had examined which physical fitness traits actually predict aesthetic competence in this genre. The study's aims were to understand what physical abilities help a Chinese dancer perform better. The researchers recruited 24 pre-professional dance students specializing in Chinese dance, 21 female, 3 male, from a pre-professional conservatoire. Over 2 weeks, they conducted a battery of fitness tests: flexibility, strength via bench press and squat, lower body power through vertical jump, balance using the Y balance test, core endurance using blank holds, and aerobic capacity through VO2 max testing. For aesthetic evaluation, each dancer performed a 1-minute choreographed sequence, which was recorded and judged by 2 experienced dance teachers, using 7 standardized criteria. To reduce bias, the videos were randomized and viewed multiple times. The data showed clear sex differences in physical attributes. These need to be read with caution due to the low number of males within the participant population, thereby reducing the group's representation of the wider Chinese male dance group. Male dancers were generally stronger, more powerful, and had higher aerobic capacity and core endurance than females. However, males displayed less hip abduction flexibility. Importantly, despite these physical differences, there's no significant difference in aesthetic scores between males and females. This suggests that aesthetic competence in Chinese dance isn't just about raw physicality, it's about how those traits are applied artistically. For female dancers, who made up the majority of the sample, 3 fitness measures stood out as a significant predictor of aesthetic competence, explaining 50% of the variance. These were anterior plank hold time, 6 repetition max bench press, and posterior medial Y balance reach, reflecting dynamic balance. Jumping performance also correlated positively with aesthetic scores. These findings highlight that of the fitness parameters measured, core stability, upper body strength, and balance are key performance qualities needed for Chinese dance. What does this mean? First, it shows that Chinese dance places unique demands on the body, different from ballet or contemporary, which is Twitchett et al. In 2011 and Angioli in 2009. Second, dance training should be sex-specific. Female dancers may benefit from more upper body and core training, while male dancers might focus on improving hip flexibility. Third, the moderate interrelated reliability between judges reminds us that aesthetic judgment is inherently subjective. This calls for either more objective assessment tools or the acceptance that dance is a subjective art form where its audience interprets the movement differently. Like many pilot studies, this one had limitations. The sample was small and gender imbalanced, which limits statistical power and generalizability. Also, using video for assessment may not fully capture the dynamism of live performance. Looking ahead, it is great to see a study focused on a non-Western dance genre, and future studies should recruit larger numbers and include more male dancers. Longitudinal training studies could also test whether improving these fitness traits actually enhances performance over time. In summary, this study is a meaningful first step in linking fitness to aesthetics and Chinese dance. It identifies core endurance, upper body strength, and dynamic balance as key physical contributors to performance quality. These insights can help dance educators design more targeted, evidence-based conditioning programs. Ultimately, this work expands the scope of dance science beyond Western forms and encourages more genre-specific research. Thank you for your engagement with this overview. The full manuscript, replete with detailed visualizations and methodological rigor, is cited here for those seeking a deeper understanding.